Let's get this day started here in Portland. It's day 2, go home day.
Well, that's what I thought, but stay tuned and see why I don't make it home tonight. But before we get to that, let's start back at the beginning of the day. Report time at the airport is 4:15 p.m.
Let's check out what we're flying.
My first flight today is in this 737 MAX 8. We're starting out the day with a fun crew. We've got Stacy, Q, Liberty, and Sierra. Now let's get to it. Our first flight today is a 1 hour and 42-minute flight to Oakland. And guess what? I've got a plane change. What the fuh? Yep, that's what I had for dinner. Then it was on to the next airplane.
Full sunset behind me. Last leg home. Let's check out what we're flying.
Or so I thought. But next up is this 737-800. And it's a 2 hour and 14-minute flight from Oakland to Phoenix. So now let's take a look at this weather radar for a second. Thankfully for our flight, that big dark green and yellow area has moved northwest of the airport in Phoenix. However, just a few hours earlier, that weather system pushed one of the biggest haboobs or dust storms through Phoenix that we've had in the last 5 years. This disrupted air travel at the airport for several hours and many aircraft had to divert. This displaced many crews out of position for later evening flights or timed them out of flying for duty day limits. And this is why my plans for the night changed.
This doesn't happen very often, but I have just been rerouted into what we call an unscheduled overnight. So instead of going home right now, we are flying to Kansas City tonight, spending the night, and then we are deadheading home tomorrow, which is supposed to be our day off.
Because my first officer and I had a late show time today and only 2 flights with a short duty day, we are still legal tonight to fly to Kansas City.
Looks like I'm the only one in the airport, except for all the folks that want to go to Kansas City.
Okay, I'm finally here. My first officer went ahead while I shut down the last airplane. We had to deviate around some of the weather in Arizona, but once we got east of Denver, the weather cleared out on our 2 hour and 54-minute flight.
All right, 4:30 in the morning, Kansas City, unscheduled red eye. Now we're finally done. Time to head to the hotel.
And that's about all I have to say about that.
Before I get some rest, let's check out the room and the view.
So here's the plan. The company has to give me 15 hours of scheduled rest per our contract. So right now I'm on a scheduled deadhead flight tonight at 8 p.m. However, when I'm on a deadhead at the end of my trip, I can get released from that deadhead and non-rev home standby on my own. And that's my plan. This is my day off and I don't want to spend all day in this hotel. So after a few hours of sleep, I'm headed back to the airport to catch an earlier flight home. In this scenario, I am still pay protected. And by the way, when we work on a scheduled day off, we get paid double time. And after sitting in the back on another 3 hour flight, I finally get to end my trip.
Back home in Phoenix, 14 hours behind schedule. But as a pilot, I know there are a lot of things that I can control. And I know that one thing I can't control is Mother Nature. And sometimes weather just happens. Happy travels, and I'll catch you on the next trip.